Good morning everyone. You may have seen the recent news where Marikina was flooded again, vehicles floating in the river. So we've got these shovels here. I brought 7 with me today, some rope and some other stuff that we can use if it's needed. So the idea is that we don't just show the problem, we show what's being done to fix it. So what you'll see here is a lot of mud. We saw some people trying to walk through here. We saw some cyclists try to pass through here, nearly falling over. Some people climbed up here. So it's maybe not the worst hit area, but at least we can do something here. We can make it easier for residents or anyone that wants to pass through this area. What we saw in previous flooding here in Marikina during Typhoon Ulysses is they didn't have enough shovels. So some of the police were using scrap pieces of wood. They were using dinner plates, all kinds of random stuff. So that's why we're trying to put together, this equipment that anyone can use. We can loan it to the LGU, to the PMP, to anyone. It looks like the rain is already starting to come down. So we're making piles out of this mud. And then we're going to put it in these sacks that we brought with us. So we're going to load up another bag now. Hopefully you can see that it is kind of getting a bit better. The mud is getting thinner. We still have a lot of work to do, but if we can at least just make one safe space through here, that's better than nothing. To give you an idea of what we were working with, look at this. It's pretty deep. Okay, I think that might be it. There's a rider at the end there. He's been sitting there for a while trying to decide if he's going to pass through. We have already filled up 3 large sacks and we have another load here ready to put in a sack, and I'm starting to realize that 2 guys cannot manage this. So what we're thinking is to make a 2-foot walkway here and prioritize that area, so at least there's a safe space for people to pass. So this is the area where we're trying to make the walkway, and just wanted to show you an update. It is slowly starting to appear, but have to get back to work. Woo! On the other side you'll see Marikina LGU. They're using some heavy equipment to try and move the water because that area keeps becoming impassable to vehicles. Sorry if I sound out of breath, but it's really a lot of work. But you can see how the path is starting to appear. Look, you can see he's pushing all the water and mud back into the river. I'm not sure if we're allowed to do that, so we're not dumping this into the river, we're putting it in sacks. This water outlet from the houses is releasing a lot of water. It's coming along here, and then I've already started decongesting this area here, removing the mud. But look, the whole thing is just full of mud. So of course that makes things worse because the water will fill up and then it will flow over onto here. So it looks like this is the main drain here. Mostly blocked and mud going all the way back. Let's see if these 2 will use our newly created path. We haven't quite finished it yet, but at least it's better than earlier. At least this one's dry compared to the wet ones earlier. The wet ones are so heavy. So we decided, aside from this path here that we've opened up, we're going to make a secondary path over here which leads to that dry space. So there'll be 2 different routes just in case something happens. So let's get back to work. Careful you don't slip. Let's put it here. So just a quick update, we have 7 very heavy sacks. Our secondary path is pretty good. A lot of bicycles and pedestrians have been passing here. I stopped recording for a while because I want to focus on getting this mud cleaned up. So you can see them over there, and then behind you'll see the truck for TV5. I think we also saw GMA and ABS here earlier, obviously covering this. They got boats on the water that have been going up and down, probably just making sure that everything's okay. I know they have done rescues in the past. Anyway, let's get back to cleaning up this mud. You see the cyclist there used our second route, or our second path. And he's going much faster compared to the cyclist earlier because it's much safer. It's not perfect, but it's safer. So that's our 10 sacks. We're still going to continue moving the mud, making the path. We've made progress. I hope it shows on camera. It is much better than earlier. At least now you can pass without falling down. You can either take this route or you can cut through to that side. Now, of course, it's possible that the LGU might come through and just flush all this away eventually. But still, a lot of people pass through here and potentially we help them from slipping and hurting themselves. So for me, it's still worth doing. And it's just to prove a point also that anybody can help. It doesn't matter if it affects you or not. Anybody can help. Okay, here comes the rain. I have to cover the camera. I didn't get my camera on in time, but these two riders just came through our secondary path here. If you saw earlier how slow people were having to come through here because they're so worried about slipping, now they can take our secondary path. Unfortunately, the primary path over here has started to flood a little bit because those houses are, all their waste is coming out here. The sewer is backed up. I was going to try and unclog the sewer, but then I saw and smelt what looks like poo-poo. So I decided there's no way I'm going near that. So it's a good thing that we made our secondary route here. To give you an idea of what we were working with, look at this. It's pretty deep. So at least we made some safe paths. See this cyclist? He can come through much faster than earlier. Well, for sure, their job is much faster than ours, but they're busy over there and we're busy over here. The sun is out, which is also helping us because it's drying up this pathway as we clear it. I'm a little bit out of breath, but I'm quite satisfied with what we've done. Like I said earlier, this may not make a huge impact, but you only have to help 1 or 2 people from slipping, breaking their arm, or something like that. They can't go to work for a long time. And it's just a proof that anybody can go here, anybody can make a difference. I don't want to just go here, record the cars floating in the river, record the flooded houses, and then say, oh, kawawa naman. How about let's try and do something, let's try and help. So yeah, just a small part, but if everyone does it, then we can make a big difference. Thanks for watching. 2 more happy customers. There's no toll fee on this road. Our secondary route was definitely a good idea because the first one got flooded. Okay, that's really it. End the video. Thanks for watching.